with winter. The snow came to town today, calling my name in deep white breaths, reminding me I sit near the middle of my life. But I didn't plan on changing, not like this, where every book is new and paper cuts feel like the first drawing of red, and I become the sighing virgin every time I hear your name. I am ready for you to be inside me, erasing lovers scrawled across notebooks, present nirvana between salvation and atheism. I don't know what I believe in, just the moment I find myself in. You, my existential lover, put your hands on me and feel the tightness of my limbs climbing you, a tree, into the secretiveness of leaves, moaning the symphonies you create in my mind, vast expanses of silver birch in unison from my soul set free. I spent a lot of time reading Emerson lately, and there was a phrase in his nature writings, il più nell'uno, and I wrote about that. Emerson said that Italians define beauty as the many in one. It is the layers human lives fold over one another that create the flowers, the light, and when petals fall, their colors and scent are slightly muted because they have become unconnected. This one is about my stepmom, and a lot of people, you know their moms, they come home and they say, oh, you look thin, let me feed you. My stepmom gives me watches. And so that is what this poem is about. It's called Watches, obviously. My stepmom collects watches, the kind that wind down your wrist, or you find in random piles at flea markets, tarnished, needing oil. They match her Annie Hall pantsuits, and were probably worn by some man in the 1940s at his weekly poker game. Art Deco gold or a shiny black patent crocodile band. When I visit her on random Tuesdays, she goes into her kitchen drawer and pulls out her treasure and hands it to me, looking at me like I haven't eaten in a week and can't pay the rent. Here, take this, she says. We sit on the back porch in plastic lawn chairs and talk about bucket lists and how life looks now that her mother is gone. A finch lands on the barbecue, glances at us, and flies away. I look down at her gift, and it's time to go to work.
Oh, it's always time to go to work.
This next poem is about my best friend. I wrote this on the day of her wedding. She had a very difficult divorce, and she finally found a terrific guy, and I just found out last week she's going to have her first baby. She wanted one for like 20 years, and I was so excited. So I'm going to write, it's called On Recalling Life Through the Eye of the Needle. I have put out the blue flower tea set I bought from Russia, and as we sit here, I feel like we are opening up some book and reading one another passages from our lives. Like when you showed me the hidden lakes in the old stone chapel in the forest, and your family spent their summers. This brocade we have sewn is too thick to put a needle through, so we smooth it with our hands, and our picnic begins. You were going to marry a man of God, and I would travel the world on ships that would take me to Istanbul or Nairobi. You were going to whisper stories to lull your children to sleep, and I would fill journals with words like revolution and travel. Instead, I say, my son, my daughter, and you, I climbed a mountain. Maybe the second half of life will turn itself inside out, and you will bring your family to visit mine during late summer in Crete. I have a real obsession with Chinese poets, and I wrote this one about Li Po. It's called A Poem After Li Po. I want to sit by the Yangtze River, let my veins open up, tributaries to the wild. Wine-soaked skin, a miracle like Jesus performed at the wedding. Enough bliss to wash over the broken metronome. Would it keep moving under the current? Would it remember to move if it was almost drowned and revived? Everyone probably has read Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, yes? I belong to a poetry group at the college that I teach at, and one of these writing prompts was to start your poem with, I celebrate myself, and so I had a really good time with this one. It's called So Many Leaves of Grass. I celebrate myself during the dawn's tears on the soles of my feet, when you lie under a tree and petals fall on you and it feels like some heaven of light because of the aroma of lilac in this deeply colored world. I celebrate when my irises open up and catch the flecks in the atmosphere, and I imagine the layers of molecules woven underneath. I celebrate the way my muscles move when I run, dance, walk, make love during a thunderstorm, and the sound of my heartbeat mixes with the tandem stomping of earth. This rain dance, this moment, this second that reminds me what it is to truly be alive. I celebrate the way stars die and the womb of a planet begins, in colors streaming, sparking against the black. The way the universe could be held together, by strings, by light, by chance, by the idea that we all have ideas. I celebrate every mistake because it shows what true goodness can be, and all suffering because it defines my joy. This is a love poem. I imagine Chinese New Year and the red and the gold and the dragons. This is called Paper Dragons. Oh, my love, you are cherry blossoms spilled all around me in the middle of winter. And when you move in me, I become the paper dragon during Chinese New Year. Red and fire and gold thread brocading my spirit, dressing me in silk. My cries of joy reach up to the constellations and come back down, showering firecrackers all over the streets. Yes, when you move in me, I become the part of the universe before questions were born, before sadness came to visit.